Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I do have a story for you guys today. I know it's been, what, 2-3 weeks since we've done one of the little pig that wants to be eaten stories. I didn't want to linger on that book forever, to be honest, with that series. However, I've been a little disappointed with my mic recently just because of the way I had it set up on my PC. I am kind of disappointed in that no matter what I do, I can't seem to record at 9600 hertz or even 48, despite, you know, it being a very good mic, it being a very good audio interface and so on, and it's just a little disappointing. So even though, to be honest, I'm a noob and I don't even know whether there's an audible difference between those kind of quality levels, but it kind of made the series took a hit. It was less fun recording when it felt like I didn't have great audio coming out. Anyway, there will be more on the horizon as I get around to finally looking at it. You guys know I'm in basically a lot of work at the moment because of Heart of Thorns. However, I do have a story for you guys. There is a very cool thing that a community member created. It's essentially a Guild Wars 2 version of Nicholas the Traveler, a feature in Guild Wars 1 where a lovable character moved around the world and asked for various items each week to be given in for rewards. And I read out one of the stories for it. It was really cool. You guys can listen to this story right now, and it's still going on. And if you message Kit the Traveler with the right stuff, you too can win. So anyway, enjoy, guys. I thought it was a pretty fun video. Really fun to be a part of it. And it was the perfect kind of upload for Concrete Ducks. Kit and Mr. Sprinkle decided to relax in the grasslands of Kessex Hills in order to escape the confining city life for a while. Kit unhooked the cart from Mr. Sprinkle, settled down on her back and closed her eyes with her arms behind her head for support. Mr. Sprinkle lumbered up beside her and plopped down on his side rather noisily. He tossed and turned, huffing and gruffing, nudging Kit with every adjustment made to his stature. He finally reached a spot he enjoyed and let out a long huff. Unfortunately, after only a few short minutes, their relaxation had come to an end when a courier approached. Excuse me?" he said. Kit opened her left eye and saw a young man, a boy, really, no older than 16, who was looking down at a sheet of paper. "Miss Kit?" he asked. "Yes," Kit replied. "I have a couple of letters here for you marked 1 and 2, respectively. Your eyes only." Kit sat up and accepted the 2 letters. "Thanks." Kit smiled and handed him a handful of coins and some candy. "Thanks," the boy said. He turned on his heel and ran off in the other direction. After a few steps, he stops and turns around. "Oh, I almost forgot." He ran back up to Kit and set a large, heavy bag next to her. When finished, he turned and ran off once again. Kit opened the letter marked with a 1 and read the contents. "Kit the Traveler. My dearest apologies for such an impromptu request, but I need to have this letter delivered to the Wizard's Tower in Kessex Hills as soon as possible. The wizard who resides there will grant you entry if you follow these simple steps. Number 1. Walk up to the tower and get as close to the cliffside as you can. Number 2. You must set your hands just under your armpits and wave your elbows back and forth while simultaneously turning in a circle. Number 3. This is the most important part. You must make a clucking sound, like that of a chicken. You must do these in the order I have written, or the wizard inside will not grant you access. Hopefully that child I paid left the bag for you. Inside the bag you'll find the sum of 1,000 gold coins. Please accept it as prorated payment for a job well done. Thanks in advance. Signed, X." Kit was immediately suspicious, but the thought of 1,000 gold coins was rather enticing. She looked inside the bag, and sure enough, it was filled with gleaming golden coins. Kit rocketed up onto her feet. "Sprinkle!" Kit shouted. Mr. Sprinkle opened a lazy eye to stare at Kit. "Don't give me that look! We have a job to do! Get up, lazybones!" Mr. Sprinkle's response was to roll onto his back and pretend to snore. "No, you don't get to do that! We've been paid in advance, see?" Kit opened the bag and showed Mr. Sprinkle its contents. Mr. Sprinkle let out what seemed to be an exasperated sigh. He rolled over, got to his feet, and let out a small huff. "You need to walk off all those pies anyway, big boy." Kit hefts the bag over her shoulders, and they both begin their march towards the fabled Wizard's Tower. Kit and Mr. Sprinkle got as close to the Wizard's Tower as they could. Kit set the bag down, walked to the cliff's edge, and peered over. Down below was nothing but water and waves. It wasn't a long drop though, so it seemed safe enough. "Well, here goes nothing," Kit said. She set her hands under her armpits and made wings with her elbows. She looked back at Mr. Sprinkle. "Well, aren't you going to join me?" she said. Mr. Sprinkle shook his head and huffed. Fine, I guess I'll be the only one to see inside the wizard's tower. A giggling came from close by. Kit searched around but saw nothing. Perhaps it was just the wind. Kit began to flap her wings while clucking and spinning in a circle. The bag behind Kit started rustling. While Kit was distracted with her clucking and flapping, the coins inside turned into candy corn and began flowing out of the bag. The candy corn grew into a much larger side and formed into a golem. Suddenly, the golem pushed Kit off the cliff. Mr. Sprinkle, seeing what had happened, acted quickly and smashed into the golem, blowing it to pieces with his mighty horns and gnawing on the sweet candy bits that remained. He peered over the cliffs to see Kit, thankfully, completely safe. She waved back at him and began climbing back up. Once she finally reached the cliff again, soaking wet, the giggling returned. The giggling became louder and suddenly burst into maniacal laughter. Suddenly, Mad King Thorn stood up from behind a nearby rock. I can't believe I got you again. Although I suppose this prank was a little watered down. Get it? Kit growled. You're awful. Can't you see what you're doing is hurtful and not funny? I'll never forgive you for this. Oh, come on. We all know that was funny. Look at you. You're soaked from head to toe. Kit simply stared at him. Fine, he shouted. I'll be back. Next time, you better laugh or I don't know what I'll do yet, but know that it will be bad. He stomped off, but stopped right before he reached the wagon. He grabbed 2 large boxes from inside. I don't know what these are, but I'm taking them. You owe me after not laughing at my jokes. He ran off into the distance, laughing, with the boxes held above his head. Kit's shoulders slumped. Oh man, those had the decorative pumpkins for Lion's Arch. I guess we'll have to tell them we lost their shipment. Kit and Mr. Sprinkle started their slow march back to Lion's Arch. Nearing the gate, they notice you walking out. Adventurer, can you please help me? The Mad King stole my shipment of decorative pumpkins for Lion's Arch, and I need to somehow replace them. Please help. I can't bear telling a respective buyer that I lost their shipment. Adventurers, Kit needs help replacing the decorative pumpkins Mad King Thorn stole. She'll need 5 pumpkins to replace everything that she lost.